Good evening. Good evening. Hey, Kim. Hi, BNC Kennels. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for liking the live, you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for getting that heart me. Period, period. I'm trying to share my live out. Thank you so much for the share. Let me send it out. Hey, Ray. Hey, if you guys come in, make sure you guys grab your daily heart meat. I'm trying to share the live out as well. Welcome in, welcome in. Hey, Danielle. How you doing? How you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Happy What's Your Thoughts Wednesday. I'm excited, guys. This one is going to be probably one of my babies, I think. Because I feel like we've all been here. I normally would have my background, fixed up right, but for some reason it wasn't working right tonight. So we're doing this straight, you and I, us and me. Hey, Rosie. Hey. Happy What's Your Thoughts Wednesday, guys. Okay. If y'all don't know, we are talking about the woman you lost. Okay, reclaiming the woman you lost. This January, I'm going to be talking about how you lost her, okay? Meaning the woman you were, okay? Because I feel like we all go through periods in our lives where we don't recognize ourselves. We don't recognize who we used to be, and many other things, right? But we're not going to get all the way into it right now. I definitely want to get some people in the room. Make sure you guys tap the screen for me and grab your daily heart me if you are new here. I'm T, and this is What's Your Thoughts Wednesday. I host this conversation discussion weekly on Wednesdays. Thank you, Ray, for grabbing your daily heart me. I appreciate you. Hey, it's my baby. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys come in and grab your daily heart meat. Thank you, Lisa. Period. Level up then, boo. Thank y'all so much for coming in. I appreciate it. And we are definitely going to open up the panel, okay? So I want to do an activity at the end of this discussion. Hey, Denise. Thank you so much for joining, beautiful. And thank you so much for grabbing that daily heart meat. I would like to do an activity with ladies who are willing. I need you guys to have a mirror. It can be a small, compact. What's up, big baby? Thank you so much for joining and grabbing your daily heart meat. It could be a compact makeup mirror. It can be a big mirror. Any type of mirror. If you want to do the activity, you would need a mirror. If you have a mirror, let me know that you have a mirror, okay? But yes, so we are talking about the woman you lost, okay? And as I stated, I do feel like most of us women have gone through not recognizing ourselves in many different times in our lives. I know with me being 35 plus, I think I've reclaim my identity multiple times because I feel like I've changed a lot, and so I feel like it's good and then it's not so good. So, but we'll get into it. I just want to make sure everybody's in. I do got 5 people, and I do like to start when I'm at least at 5 people. Yes, Rosie. So I want to open the panel to the ladies who want to do the activity. If you want to do the activity, I need you on the panel now. So please send me a request, and I'll put you on the panel now. so that you can stay up as we're talking, and then by the end you'll already be up and we can do the activity without having to gather everybody to come up on the panel. So if you would like to come up on the panel, please send me a request so I can add you onto the panel. Thank y'all so much for that share. Thank you, Rosie, for your heart, me beautiful. Appreciate it, appreciate it. I do have 6 people in here. Okay, Rosie, thank you so much. About the woman you lost and reclaiming her, okay? And so what I want to start with first, okay, is this conversation is about honesty and reflection. I thank y'all so much for tapping the screen, okay? I do know that, like I was stating, it seems like women we have to reclaim who we are. And I feel like we go through that in multiple stages in our lives. Thank you, Keisha, baby. If you want to come up on the panel to do the mirror activity at the end, come on the panel now so I don't have to bring you up later. Mods, if anybody asks to come on the panel, they have to have a mirror. Make them get a mirror first. If they say they have a mirror, then they can come up. Okay, so most of the time when we think about reclaiming, right, it's usually something that we already have, right? And most of the time we identify who we are by the things that we have done, right? And most of the time we're mothers, right? We're friends, we're students, you know what I'm saying? That's how we normally identify ourselves. But sometimes life gives us a different identity. And sometimes we lose who we claimed we were, right? Because of life. And life will bring us a whole different view of ourselves. Having children, experiencing loss, and different things. So I want to know, even the panel, you guys can answer this as well. Have you ever felt like you didn't recognize yourself at any point in your life? If it's a yes, drop a red heart. If it's a no, drop a black heart. If you ever felt in your life that you did not recognize yourself. Yes, so have I. Multiple times. Multiple times. And usually that means that we've had to recreate what we knew as ourselves. As I was stating, we usually identify ourselves by the things that we've done. And so let's talk about what does it mean to actually lose yourself. So what it looks like to lose but to lose yourself is how we define losing our identities, right? So it doesn't have to be a dramatic loss, right? Usually it's subtle and it's over time, okay? Usually it looks like small things that you no longer do anymore, or doing things for other people that you don't want to do, okay? Sometimes it can be changing how you show up around other people, okay? It can also be that you become another person around other people, okay? If you ever heard somebody say, the two-faced thing, right? Because you're one way with them people, but you're another way with other people. That is recreating an identity, right? And so sometimes instead of becoming the person that you think people want you to be, you lose that and you lose who you really are because you are becoming somebody else for other people, okay? So I want you guys to tell me if that makes sense. Have you ever saw or know of people who recreate their identities by things that have nothing to do with them, like being around other people or different groups of friends all have a different identity? Like every single person in the group has a different identity every time you see them. And it's like Well, you wasn't just doing that before. Like, okay. So if you ever seen that or witnessed that, drop in the chat yes or no. Okay, yeah, me too. And
Yeah.
and usually it's not because like they're not being themselves. Usually it's because they feel like that's who they need to be, right? It is giving multiple personalities, but usually it's like environmental. Like I don't know why a lot of people feel like they have to change who they are to be around people. Um, that's the wrong way to go about it, right? But what we're talking about tonight is why that happens, right? So let's let me ask, have you ever stopped recognizing yourself when you're around other people? Have you ever recreated yourself around other people? If you've ever recreated yourself around other people, and for whatever reason, okay, in high school, okay, yeah, yeah. I would have to say in high school for me too. Um, I know that I didn't fully show who I was in high school. So a lot of when I became older, when people started to find out who I really was, they were like, oh, for example, the fact that I date women, I identify as bisexual. People had no idea, right? Only the people who knew me knew. And so when that came out about that, hey Angel, there you are, beautiful. If anybody is coming in and you missed the beginning, we are talking about the woman you lost, reclaiming the woman you lost, okay? And I do see Craig coming in, but this conversation is about the ladies tonight. Um, and so we are already getting into it. No, you're good. You're good. We're already getting into it. I just want to make sure you have your mirror. Um, okay. Okay, baby, mute for me. Mute for me. I can hear it ringing up. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Okay. So everybody has already answered that they do know that they recreated themselves around other people. Great. Now, let's talk about the signs, right? Let's talk about the signs of someone who has lost themselves, right? Now, this can be in any situation, this can be from any situation, okay? But most of the time, these are the signs that a person is lost and they don't recognize themselves. Thank you so much for that, Daily Army. Hey, Black Barbie. Hey, Rainbow, I see you down there. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Make sure you got your daily heart me and tap the screen for me, okay? Okay, so what it looks like, they second guess everything, right? They can't keep one straight answer or one straight thought. It's always multiple thoughts and it's never certainty, right? It's always second guessed, okay? They apologize for everything. Okay, they apologize for everything, and it's always, oh, I'm sorry, oh, I'm sorry, oh, I'm sorry. So they're not comfortable with themselves, right? So then let's talk about it on another level. They tolerate things that they absolutely do not want to, and they voice that they don't want to, but they deal with it anyway. They tolerate it anyway, okay? Then you feel disconnected from the things that you used to do. Let's say you used to like to hang out with friends and go out on the weekends, and for whatever reason, you just stopped. Nothing happened. Well, things happened that you didn't talk about, but you just stop. And a lot of people will ask you, hey, what's going on? Is something going on? And you just be like, I really just don't want to do it anymore. And usually it's because something has happened that has made you feel like you can't do that stuff anymore. Okay? Then you feel emotionally exhausted, but you hide it. Okay? Those are the signs that a person has lost themselves because they are no longer living in the way that they normally would live. They are changing underneath the surface and you have no idea why. Maybe some things are happening in the background, but they're not voicing them, right? So let me ask you guys, did any of that resonate? Like what I just said about the signs. Would you say that you've seen any of those signs in yourself as far as when you've had to recreate yourself? Have you seen any of those signs, things happening in the background with you that caused you to no longer be who you were? Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Hi, Nick. Hey, Pid. Thank y'all so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Rainbow. I see you, Rosie. Yes. All right. I see you guys. Yes, most definitely. Black Barbie. Perfect. Okay. Me too. And I didn't even recognize it until somebody else that I knew pointed it out to me. Because I didn't even know. I just knew that things was different about it. Okay. And so that, okay. So let me ask you guys, what was the first sign? Let me give you guys some, a few things, and I want you guys to tell me if any of these resonated when it happened with you, okay? Did you have any emotional numbness? Like you couldn't even feel in the situation. You just knew something was going on with you. If anybody felt that emotional numbness, like you couldn't feel what was going on, you just knew something was going on around you. Okay. I see 2 yeses. Okay. Yes, I see 3 yeses. Okay, perfect. What about losing your self-confidence? Have you ever lost your self-confidence in a way that you never felt it before? And let's say you were very confident in one area and then all of a sudden you started to feel anxious about it. You started to feel unsure about it. Okay. Rainbow says yes. Ray says yes. Okay. Okay. Gimme says yes. Black Barbara says yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. So what about, have you ever felt yourself overextending or overgiving for other people to make them feel better while you felt bad? Did you ever feel yourself overextending or overgiving for others to make them feel better, but you felt bad for doing that? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. I see some yes. I see Angel all the time, but I'm changing that now because I'm overwhelmed. Yes. Yes. Same. Same. So, what about, have you guys ever felt like isolation was your best option because you couldn't recognize what was going on around you, so you decided to just stay to yourself? I know I've done that. I have absolutely done that. Rosie says yes. Vic says yes. Black Barbie says yes all the time. Yes. 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 So that's internalizing an emotional feeling when you isolate yourself from the things that's going on around you. That's an internalization. And we're gonna get on that too, because that comes up. And it's a reason why we internalize the way that we do as women specifically. Okay. So let's talk about how women lose themselves versus how men do. And I like to do the comparison because men are our counterparts, right? We know that we're different beings, but I think that we forget how different we are, right? Because I think people want us to be so similar when we were never made to be that way. We were meant to be different. And it's been a thing to where they're trying to make us be similar and be alike. We're not. We as a society need to embrace our differences. So let's talk about how we, women and men, are different and how we respond to bad relationships that cause us to lose ourselves. And this is going to go with the men too, because men handle a bad relationship way differently than we do. Okay, so we're going to talk about them. A few of the ways that women handle bad relationships is by internalizing, right? She begins to question herself. She believes that everything that went wrong in that relationship is her fault. Now, this goes for women who like women and date women, or women who date men. This is not based on gender roles and all that. Okay. So you lose yourself. You internalize how you feel about the situation. Everything is your fault. You find every fault other than looking at the situation as a whole. Okay? Women become emotionally absorbent of the breakup. We hold on to it. It's harder for us to let it go, right? Because we want the relationship and we are so more invested than most men are, that we begin to absorb the whole thing. Okay. Now, men, okay, on the other hand, they don't feel the loss of the relationship until it's over. So even as it's ending, they can't feel it. It doesn't hit them until the woman is actually gone and she is out the door. And then that's when you guys ever heard of like a man doesn't want the relationship until she walks away? That's real, because they don't feel it until it's over. And then that's when they want to try to chase and figure out what it is that they need to do. But by that time, as women, we've already checked out, because we've already absorbed the breakup, we've already accepted it, and now we're releasing it. That's how we handle it. And that is because when we lose something, we have to really take it in. Men don't operate like that. They don't take it in until it's over. Like, I don't know why, but they do. And then what happens afterwards for men is that they distract themselves. So rather than dealing with that internally and understanding what happened, they distract themselves. Most women don't do that. We literally deal and we look at it and go through the whole situation to try to figure out what happened. Most of us do, rather. Okay. So let me ask you guys, and I'm asking you about relationships for a reason, because relationship loss is one of the main ways that women lose themselves, right? After bad relationships, women tend to lose themselves the most. So I want to ask you guys, after a bad relationship, what was one thing that you learned about yourself that caused you to lose yourself in that relationship? If you ever had. If you haven't, then this don't apply to you. If you've ever lost yourself after a relationship, what do you think was the cause of that? You guys can answer in the chat or on the panel.
Repeat the question real quick.
So the question was, if you've ever lost yourself after a relationship, what do you think was the reason? One example, just one. Okay, Ray says feeling like she didn't do enough. Okay. Okay, so you talking about in the relationship or to keep the relationship? Who knows my words? Ignoring the signs. Okay, she said both. Okay. 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 So do you feel like that caused you to lose yourself for feeling like you didn't do enough? She knows my worth. Ignoring the signs. So did you lose yourself for ignoring the signs, or that was just something you recognized that you did in that relationship? Okay. Ray says yes. Okay. Hey Jay, not sure. I see you sent a request to come on the panel. The panel is for the ladies who's going to be doing the activity at the end of this discussion. If you haven't grabbed your daily heart meet, can you grab your daily heart meet and grab a mirror if you want to come on the panel? Angel said, I lost myself within the relationship. I don't know when it happened. It just happened. Okay. Okay.
For
Well,
me, it
there's
was after.
always, yeah, there's always little things happening that causes us to completely lose ourselves because it don't happen overnight. It usually happens after multiple things start to occur. Like many different things you just feel are stacking up and you just feel like you're losing a part of yourself or a piece of yourself. And every time you look around, you just like, damn, like, why did I just do that? Like, I don't even want to do that.
That was me after my relationship because it was so used to being with somebody, getting being by yourself. That was
Mm-hmm.
an adjustment, and it was like it was hard.
Yeah.
It was definitely hard having to go back to just adjusting to being alone again
Say that.
after so long.
Right.
So yeah,
So
I
would you say
was.
you lost your identity as far as the single you?
Yeah, because it was like, what do you do now? You know what I'm saying? Like, where do you begin? Where, like, complete, because everything was already planned out and mapped out. So when I got hit with that bombshell, and honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I haven't 100% deal with it, but it's like, where do you go from here? Like, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's like the embarrassment behind it. Like, it was a lot. It took a lot. It took a lot away from me of who I am. So and I'm still not 100% back together again because like it still kind of feels fresh. I'm still kind of still dealing with it as like with everyday life because people won't let it go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you trying to find yourself, but at the same time, you're like, damn, who am I really? Like, you really gotta search deep and fight to find yourself
Absolutely. A
after
lot
you
of
lost
internal
yourself
work.
with
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And see, I think too, a lot of the reason why women particularly lose themselves in relationships is because we identify ourselves in that relationship. That's who we become. We're that relationship.
yeah,
While we're
because
in
we
it.
are literally more than just the woman in relationship with the nurturer, the caretaker, the support system, so you're wearing multiple hats. So you're taking part of yourself away, but adding on other stuff from other things. So you're literally losing yourself within that point in time too.
Mm-hmm. And that is why I feel so strongly about having your own identity within the relationship. Not letting yourself get so consumed in the relationship that you lose your identity, who you were. Like, I'm very strong in feeling like when a person accepts you and they ask you to be their partner to whatever capacity, girlfriend, fiance, wife, right? Those are the three levels of relationships. They should be accepting you right in that moment. They should not ever ask you to come in and change who you are because they already accepted you when they asked you to be with them. They accepted you for who you were right then and there. And I feel like a lot of people go into situations thinking it's supposed to change all the time. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes things don't change. And then you find yourself unhappy because you went into it with the wrong thought process, right? You have to look at yourself and say, hey, can I deal with this person right now for the rest of my life? And I feel like people are going to grow and evolve, but that is something that happens over time, and that is something that happens individually. That should not be something that you're forcing. That should not be something you're expecting, right? So I don't want to go too far into that because that's really not what we're talking about, but it makes sense. If that makes sense to y'all, let me know. I just wanted to bring that up because I feel like I see that a lot. And I feel like that's part of the reason why things are so crazy and chaotic when it comes to relationships nowadays. But I wanted to read some of the comments because I saw Angel say, hold on. Okay, she knows my worth. So I lost myself because I ignored the signs I saw. I just ignored them because I wanted him. That's a big one.
That's deep.
That's a big one. You put your own break, like the things that you wouldn't deal with. What do they call?
Hazard lights.
No. When you have relationships and things that you don't want to deal with,
Blinders.
huh?
Blinders.
Not blinders. My mind is so blank right now. Pretty much your own things that you're willing to deal with and things you're not. Deal breakers. That's what it is. You start tolerating your own deal breakers. And so that's what that sounds like right there. You ignored the signs, your deal breakers showed up, and you accepted them anyway.
And that's a big mistake.
That's a big one. But it happens all the time. And those are ways that we lose who we are, because if we have a standard, we got to stick to it. Or guess what? Eventually we're going to end up hurt because we know we don't want to deal with that. And we've already said it. It said all the signs were there. You just ignored them. Angel, it was, but I didn't realize it until it happened. Rhea says, right. Chanel, baby, the worst. That's the worst. Yes. Hey, baby, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Okay. So next we're going to talk about the emotional, mental, and physical effects of losing yourself, right? So we kind of talked about it a little bit. Yes, Angel, crossing your own boundaries. That's a major one because our standards help us to protect ourselves. And when we cross those boundaries and we let other people cross them, that's how we get hurt too, right? So mentally, emotionally, physical ways that you lose yourself is by like shrinking yourself, right? Not allowing yourself to shine with your own things that you know you do well. Like, let's say you're a good singer, right? And you love to sing, but every time you go around people singing, they always tell you to be quiet. They don't want to hear it, right? So you stop singing. So eventually, what do you think you're going to do? You're going to stop singing because people around you have told you they don't want to hear it, right? And so that's shrinking yourself, right? And then you start to have self-doubt, right? You start to doubt yourself because you don't know how other people are going to accept you. Yes, you become silent. Yes, 100% Chanel. Yes, you become silent. And that is absolutely one of the ways that we lose ourselves, right? Because if we are not voicing who we are and talking about who we are, we'll lose ourselves because we're like, damn, who are we again? You know, who are we? You start questioning, like you said, Rosie, like, who am I outside of this relationship? I have to find myself again. Yes, you stop smiling and all that, especially when you're accepting things and dealing with things you're not happy with. That smile is definitely going to go. It's going to go because you're no longer happy in that situation. Right? And then you start to detach from what makes you a woman, right? Those little things, right? That femininity, that smile, right? Dressing up and making yourself feel good. When you lose that part of you, we begin to lose ourselves. And that also are signs of physical effects, because when you change your appearance or you don't care about your appearance anymore, or, you know, you feel like you don't want to come off looking a certain way because for whatever reason people can tell you they don't like the way this looks or something like that, you begin to change yourself because other people, right? And that is not a good thing to do. We have to be able to stay with who we are, to be able to hold our own standards on who we are, or we will get lost in what other people want us to be. Okay? You stop looking at yourself, right? In the mirror. And that's why I got the mirror. Okay? You stop looking at yourself physically. Okay, you begin not to care about how you look, whether that's your appearance, hair, clothes, whatever that is. And this has nothing to do with another person. This is about you. And then you begin to get stuck in the moment where you are, where you lost yourself. You can't get past it. So like you said, Rosie, when the relationship ended, you got stuck because you didn't know how to move forward from that situation, right? Because you invested so much, you were so attached to that situation that once it ended, you got stuck, right? And so I want to ask you guys, what's one word that you would describe how losing yourself felt? One word that you can describe how losing yourself felt.
Disgusted.
Disgusted. What made you choose that one?
Because I let myself get so wrapped up in somebody else, I lost me.
That's deep.
Somebody I ain't never supposed to lose.
That's real. Let me get the comments. I see them coming in. Chanel, baby, ashamed. Yes. Disappointing. Yes. Unacceptable. Yes. Drained. Yes, Vic. The question is, what's one word that you could describe how losing yourself felt? One word. For me, I would say embarrassed. For sure, embarrassed. For sure, embarrassed. Yeah. Thank you so much for that repost. Thank you so much for the share, guys. Yeah, I mean, and I think though all those words can describe how we felt once we realized that it happened, you know, because you don't realize it in the moment. Like Angel said, you know, in the moment, things felt different, but we didn't realize that it was really different because we became different. And that's huge because, ooh, she knows her worth. Abandoned. That's the word. Abandoned. Keep that in y'all heads because I got that for later. That's a great word. She knows her worth. Abandoned. I'm glad you said that. Okay. So, where are we? Okay. Now, let's identify where we lost ourselves, right? I think Rosie said at one point it was a relationship. Was there another moment that you felt like you ignored things that hit your intuition that you shouldn't have, right? And this could be anything, right? Was there a time where you accepted things that you shouldn't have, right? Was there a time where you felt you had to be strong even though you weren't, right? Where you didn't allow yourself to feel a situation that you should have felt, but you put on the front that you were strong and that you was okay, right? And then also, was it from a loss? Okay. So I stated early in this conversation that I've had to recreate myself multiple times. Most of my identity loss is what I call it, came from relationships. Because I feel like what Rosie said, I attached myself to that relationship. And when I was in it, I changed who I needed to be because I felt I needed to do that for the relationship. And so while I did that, I lost who I was initially, right? And so I've had 3 real bad relationships that completely changed who I was. Some for the good, others not so good. But I didn't realize it, just like we all said, until it was over. So, what do you guys feel was the one time that you lost yourself? Was it about the relationship? I know Rosie said the relationship. Was it about any moment that you didn't go with your, okay, I see them coming in the comments. Okay. Grief. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, y'all coming with them. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yep. Angel said when she lost her mom. Yep. And mine was from a loss too. Losing my dad. That was the third time I recreated myself, which is the you see, well, the me that you see right now. Let me see. Rosie, okay. Her miscarriage, and very sorry for that loss, my friend. Vic, grief as well. Keisha, her sister, I believe that's grief as well. Okay. Angel says her marriage. Okay. Kim, her sister as well. That's a grief. That's loss as well. Yes. Yes. So as y'all see, like experiencing different things can actually make us lose ourselves too. Like it's not just one thing. It can be multiple things. And that is why it's not something that happens just overnight, right? It's multiple things that causes us to lose ourselves, right? And so when that happens, right, we have to, when we realize it, we got to do that internal work to get back to ourselves or to recreate a better version, right?
Thank you, Chanel.
Okay, or to recreate a better version of yourself. And I feel like that's what I went through. I feel like I went through very dark times where I was a whole nother person that I did not recognize. But then once I came out of that, I can see the person that I became from that, right? So it had a purpose, but it didn't feel good. It was like, what do they call it? Like a butterfly coming out of a cocoon. That's what I feel like my stage was. What would you guys, how would you guys metaphorically describe your change? Or are you still in it? If you could metaphorically describe your change from when you lost yourself to where you are now, what would you describe that change? I was like a phoenix, buried in ashes. But when I found myself, I rose up from the ashes. I know that's right. I know that's right. Let me see. I love that. I love that. I absolutely love that. And that is so true. That is so true. Anybody else? What would you describe? What would you metaphorically describe your transition? If you're still in the transition stage, let me know you're still in it. You're still recreating yourself. If you're still in that process, let me know you're still in it. If you've done the recreation, okay, Ray is still in it. Kimmy's still in it. Okay. Yes. Okay. And that's okay, right? Because I feel like this conversation is a part of that, right? This conversation is going to help you to look at the future, because there is a future and you will recreate who you were and you will become a better version, right? Still in transition, but feeling better and closer than, absolutely, because it's closer than you think. It's closer than you think. It's really going to show up in a time where you're not even going to understand. But it's coming. Like you said, if you're working on it, then it's definitely coming for sure. And first of all, I want to congratulate you guys for being honest and open tonight, because a lot of us do not talk about this. And I feel like as women, like I said in the beginning, we go through so many transitional phases because of the fact that we lose ourselves so much, right? And we have to recreate all the time, right? Okay. So, if anybody has reflected on the person that you are today, have you done it recently? Have you recently reflected on who you are today at any moment recently? Anybody? Has anybody recently reflected on who you are today? Whether you understood it or didn't understand. Have you reflected recently? Anybody? Okay, Rosie says yes. Angel says she's still transitioning like a plant. The seed has been planted in the soil and is watered, but it's dark and lonely, but growth is happening. Yes, like a plant. Yes. I like that metaphor. I like that. Okay, so you guys said yes. Rose says yes. Vic says yes. Rainbow says yes. Chanel Baby says yes. Often. That's so good. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. So that brings me to the mirror. Okay. Does everybody have a mirror? Cut your cameras on if you have a mirror. Okay. If you have your mirror, okay, show your mirrors. I'll show mine. I have my mirror. Okay, everybody has their mirror. Vic, do you have your mirror? Move, Prince. Okay.
Yeah, I
Everybody
got
got their mirror? Almost home? Okay. Be careful, Angel. If you are driving, please be careful. Keisha, you got a mirror? Ray, you got a mirror? Okay. Keisha got her mirror. Ray's camera's not on. Does she have her mirror? Does she have her mirror? Okay, Ray, you got your mirror? You okay? You okay, babe?
Yeah, I'm good. My bad.
Okay. All right. Mirror on the wall. Thank you. Thank you. She knows her word. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. So, guys, what I want you to do, if anybody is wearing glasses or anything that can hide your face, I want you to move it. So, like, move anything out of your face. Make sure your face is plainly seen. Okay. Plainly seen. That's why not mistakenly. I purposely did not wear makeup. I did not wear anything that would block my face, right? Because I feel like when we look in the mirror most days, we're not really looking at ourselves, right? We're mainly looking at the things that we see that are wrong.
Angel says she about to
Angel's pulling up. Okay. Okay.
think she might participate.
Yeah, wait on
So,
Angel.
Right,
okay.
she gonna run in the house.
She running in the house. I know that's
She
right.
gonna run in the house.
She gonna be like, I got the
Yes.
package.
Right, Chanel?
Right.
We usually look at the things that are wrong. And we usually tell ourselves like, oh man, this is wrong and that's wrong, speeding down the road. I told you slow down, girl.
Daily.
Okay. So, like, okay. I
Speedy
want you
the
guys
driver's
to look
license.
at yourselves in the mirror. I want everybody to put the mirror up. Put the mirror up. And I want you to just look. Just look at yourself for about 10 seconds. And then I'm going to ask you some questions while you're looking at the mirror. So I'm going to have to look down, okay, because I'm looking at notes. But I'm still looking too. I'm doing this too, okay? So just look at yourself. All right. So what do you think you see in the mirror?
My blackheads.
Right?
Okay. Okay. You see
Yeah.
blackheads.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody see tiredness?
Yeah.
Exhaustion, bro.
Definitely.
Okay. Do
Definitely.
you see someone that's worthy?
Sadness.
Kinda.
Kind of.
I see sadness.
Okay. All right. Do you see someone that's enough?
No.
Yes.
More so like
No.
an 80.
Somebody said no. Somebody said yes. Okay. She's not sure. So that's something though too. The fact that you're unsure. Okay. Right. So let's talk about what you actually see. I want you guys to tell me everything about your face. Going first, Rosie. You first.
Yo, what? You just
Okay, I'll go
went
first.
to
I'll
the
go first.
gunner, right?
I'll go first. Okay, I'll go first. So about my face, I see puffy eyes. I see eyebrows. I see a pierced nose, a long nose, lip gloss on my lips, a puffy face, red eyes, actually, because they're very red. A round face. That's what I see. So now, Rosie, what do you see?
A round face, big lips, little eyes, piercings. One eye's a little puffier than the other one. Shiny, face shiny, tired, overstimulated, exhausted.
You can't see that in your face.
It's in my eyes. It's in my
What's
eyes.
actually on your face?
Tired is on my face. I'm wearing it.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
Nah.
I think you named it all.
Okay.
Right.
We're gonna go down. Jakisha, what do you see
Now,
on your face?
I would say
You made it. Yay.
puffy eyes, round face,
I almost got a ticket.
what? Small lips. Oh, I got my earrings on. No,
That's a part of your face.
yeah.
Right.
That's
Okay.
it.
Okay. Ray.
Um, I see the blackhead, y'all.
Okay.
I would
Hey,
say like
Fantisha.
oval
Thank you
face.
so much for joining and getting your daily harmony, beautiful.
Nose ring. Full lips. Dark circles under my eyes because I'm tired. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Lisa.
I see bags under my eyes, eyebrows, little bit of an in between big / small nose, medium sized lips, a fat face, and a double chin kind of. I need to lose that.
Y'all have to
Okay.
be that serious, man.
Okay. Vic. And I want y'all to keep the mirror up. Keep it up as everybody is saying. Like I have my mirror up still. So just make sure you still see yourself as everybody is talking. Vic.
Small eyes, small nose, small lips, thin eyebrows, round face, little ears. That might not be a part of my face, but you get the vibe.
It is. Yours is a part of your face. I didn't mention mine, but you right.
Right.
We just talking about physical features. Are we
Okay.
talking about
Whatever
physical
you,
features and that's it?
whatever you say.
Yep, just on your face. Yep. What do you see on your face?
I mean, that's it physical wise.
Okay. Okay. Angel, you made it.
Speedy Gonzalez, your mic off.
Yes, I made it.
Okay. So I want you to put your mirror up and I want you to tell me what you see on your face.
I see and my left eye is bigger than my right one. I see moles. I see dark spots around my eyes. I see when I talk that my bottom lip kind of goes to the side a little, and I hate that. I see little bumps across my forehead. I see, like Rosie said, like I can see the tiredness in my eyes, in my face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot to say I
So
see freckles.
you see freckles?
I
Okay.
see beauty
If
too.
anybody
I
in the
see beauty
comments
too.
has a
I'll
mirror
say
and you
that.
want to come up and do the exercise, you can definitely come up if you have a mirror. If you want to stay in the comments, you can stay. But if you want to come up and do the exercise, you can come up
Y'all so
and do the
sweet in the
exercise.
comments.
They
Y'all
are. I
so
see
All
you,
sweet.
right.
Chanel. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
And Fontisha, I appreciate y'all.
Patricia.
Okay. Isma says insecure. Oh yeah, that was from the word to describe. Okay.
You ain't wrong, Chanel. We are our own
Okay.
worst critics.
I was getting to that. So, because most of what we all said was negative, imagine how you walk through your day every day thinking that.
Oh, thank you, Charm.
Do you think that affects how you show up every single day?
Yeah, it does. Because from the age of like 13 to now, everywhere I keep this resting bitch face on, and it's not intentionally, that's just my face, but everywhere I go is smile. It can't be that bad. And it's like,
That's y'all.
yeah.
Yeah, just yeah,
She
basically.
said just us. Yeah, she ain't got no kids though. Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely carries
So
on you
because you
wherever you
guys
go.
know that it does carry you everywhere that you go, all throughout your day, and it shows up, right? So sometimes we carry the way that we think we look to people rather than how we actually look, right? We might look tired, but somebody else might not see that. Like in the comments, everything that we're saying that we see on our own faces, they're saying they don't see that, right? And that's because we've carried that about our own selves. A part of how we lost ourselves is by thinking negatively about ourselves, right? And always remember that when we think it, what are we going to do? We're going to see it, even if it's not there. That's why I asked y'all, what do you think you see? And what do you actually see? Right? So that's why I asked y'all that. So now, did anybody find it hard to look at themselves in the mirror?
I didn't find it hard. I've gotten better though, because I used to think I was the ugliest thing. And while I don't think that now, I do have my days where I feel very ugly.
I agree.
But I didn't find it hard to look at myself in this moment.
Okay.
I
Okay.
find it
I
hard
agree
to
with
So
that.
see.
Vic says she did. Okay. Okay. Not hard, but hesitant. Okay. Okay.
It's hard for me to
It's
see what other people see. You know what I'm saying?
about
Like,
yourself. Mhm.
yeah, it's hard because the insecurities and so much of the stuff that's been embedded in your head, you start to believe. So, like, even though I can get dressed up, I can put on clothes, I can do myself up, there's still a part of me that's just feel like,
You don't see what they see.
yeah,
That's all. You
yeah,
just
yeah. Like, I'm not even gonna, like, this is full transparency right now.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. You're gonna make me cry. I've been holding it in. I've
Yo,
been
for
holding
my
it in, but it's
birthday,
okay.
y'all don't even know. Like, honestly, it was real hard. It was real hard. It was real hard.
For your birthday?
Yeah. First of all of the attention, like that. Let's just get that out the way. Never had. You know what I'm saying? And to get dressed up and have other people to join in, like,
Oh, Rosie, you gonna make me
You
cry.
didn't feel like you deserved it.
that was something completely different and new for me. And
Man,
I
shit,
kept, I don't know if
Rosemary.
I kept like, I have not smiled that hard in a very, 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 very long time.
You gonna make everybody ugly cry.
Right.
I know, right? I'm
Who
trying to
cut
make this
onions?
one eye not come down, but I
Right.
Cut
lost.
onions.
Tier 1, Tanya none.
Right.
Who cutting onions?
For real, right. 'Cause
Right,
damn
'cause,
Rosie Posey.
So Angel said something in her post today that I feel is so true. That we vibe, but we also heal together. And so this is healing for all of us. Hold on, y'all. They making me do my puzzle piece. Hold on.
well, everybody
Hold
just
on.
blinking tears away.
I know, right? Okay. So Rosie, you were talking about how on your birthday you didn't feel that love before. You didn't feel the actual pouring of appreciation of yourself. Right? Okay. So that is because other people have made you feel like you didn't deserve that. And you internalize that and you walk around like that.
I do.
Like you don't deserve to be
I do.
celebrated.
I do.
Like you don't deserve to have people support you. But you do though. Because you are you. That's why you deserve it. Because you are you. And that's worthy to be praised. That's worthy to be celebrated. You're an amazing person. And you got to start believing that. And I know you lost a part of you because I know a part of you used to feel like that. Like you were an amazing person. Because you still got parts of it in there. Because it comes out. But then it also comes out that insecure part. Yeah. Look, everybody wiping their eyes. I know. Whew, I knew this would be deep because this is honestly something that I felt like I needed to. Because like I said, I've had to recreate who I was and re-identify myself. And I've done this exercise with myself. And I literally just looked at myself and just cried. Because I carried so much trauma. I carried it all over me. And I didn't like that. I didn't like the person I saw. Because I knew that wasn't me. And when I got the wake-up call that it was projecting out how I carried myself in the public, I was like, oh my God, that is not what I want to do. That's not who I am, right? And that self-reflection, looking at myself in the mirror, looking at who I am, instead of allowing people to tell me who I was, I had to get back to who I knew I was. And that all started with looking at myself in the mirror, right? And so I want to ask one more time, other than today, okay, when was the last time you looked at yourself without criticizing? Without criticizing. Thank you, Keisha, baby. I appreciate it.
Probably for me on my son's
Ever?
birthday. It's usually when I go somewhere, when I dress up and I really be intentional about making sure everything looks good. So I got dressed up for my son's birthday the other day, and that's when I didn't really question myself then. I felt like, oh, I look good, I look cute, or, whatever. Because like I said, for me, it's always struggling with I hear a lot of people, even on this platform, and people that I don't know out, like when I'm out in public, have randomly stopped and say, "Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, I love your smile," or whatever. And sometimes it's hard to receive that because I don't always feel that. Or even when I'm posting on TikTok, I'll redo the video a million times just because it's like, oh, well, from that angle, I look fat, or from that angle, like I said, my left eye kind of bulge sometimes. So it's like my eye is doing its own thing. Let me switch up or whatever. So yeah.
I agree with that, Angel.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
honestly don't think
And
I've
we
ever
do
looked
that.
in the
We
mirror
definitely do that.
and not found a flaw.
That's deep. That's deep. But see, what you might think are flaws, someone else doesn't.
Bro, I hate my freckles.
But
and
we
my
tell ourselves that this is what they think. Don't
What
say
about
you
beauty
hate it.
marks?
Right.
Huh?
It's beauty
Don't say
marks.
you hate it.
Beauty marks.
There's nothing to hate about you.
I love freckles. I think freckles are beautiful.
Yes, definitely.
Freckles are beautiful.
I
They
love
are
them.
very
I
they're
never noticed
unique
that you
because
had
everybody
freckles,
don't have
Lady
them.
Posey.
I didn't know I even had freckles until I
That's
saw
so
myself. I'm
crazy.
like, hold on, I got a little.
And I'm getting more and more every day, though.
Me
They're just
too,
like popping up.
Rainbow.
They
Yeah.
just
Wow.
pop up. Yeah.
I'm
They
like,
just
bro.
popping up because you're getting more and more beautiful.
You know, my aunt, she's like 95 right now. She walked up to me and got like this close to my face, y'all, and I'm like, okay. And she was like, I never knew you had freckles. They're so
Me
pretty.
either until you brought it up just a few minutes because I never paid no attention.
And she was like, I love that.
I love freckles too.
I do. I
I
love.
like,
I
and
love
it's so
freckles.
crazy
I
because I
think
like
that's so
freckles on other
beautiful.
people. See, that's that weird shit. Because I like freckles on other
What?
people.
My freckles.
Like, I'm being honest, y'all. I'm being honest. That's that crazy shit. Like, how do you like something on someone else and not
I
yourself?
love that.
You know, I can openly admit that. Admit that. It sounds crazy,
Right.
but hey, there it is.
That's a good metaphor. She knows. She said God put sprinkles on your face because he wanted you to sparkle.
You know that
Oh, I
charm.
like
I
that.
love that.
Ain't that so cute?
You
I
know
love
charm.
that.
That is an amazing metaphor. You look like a
Yeah.
chocolate
The
chip.
chocolate chip. Right.
I like chocolate chip.
Right, everybody like chocolate chip.
Okay, so this is the
That
last
makes sense.
part of the mirror exercise. When you look at yourself in the mirror, okay, this time I want you to think about everything that you survived that you thought you wouldn't, everything that you are still fighting through,
Mm.
and everything that you feel like you deserve. And I want you to look at yourself and I want you to stare at yourself. Stare at yourself and think about those things. This part is hard for me. I'm not gonna lie.
See, I done made everybody cry already. You can't do it.
I
too.
know.
Come on, Tanya.
I want y'all to breathe that in.
Shit, man.
Breathe it through if you need to. Okay. And so now we're going to say some affirmations. And I want you to either say it loudly or silently to yourself. But I'll say them loudly so you guys can hear. I am still here. I deserve to be seen.
I deserve to be seen.
I am not my flaws.
I am not my flaws.
I am not lost. I've been abandoned.
I'm not lost. I've been abandoned by myself.
And I return to myself.
I return to myself.
So next time y'all look in the mirror, think about that. And it'll make it a little more easier. Okay?
That's easier said than done, too.
We got to do it every day. As hard as it is with tears coming down your face, do it every day. Try to. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy because it's not. Even for me right now, it's not easy. But that is how we get through it. That's how we heal because we have to face it. And that is why I use the mirror, because you cannot erase what's in the mirror. All those thoughts that come up in your head, that's why I told y'all to bring them to the forefront, right? Because when you bring them to the forefront, you're facing them, even if you don't speak it. So anytime that you in the mirror and you thinking those negative thoughts, you got to breathe and tell yourself that you are not. Because now you're moving those negative thoughts out with positive thoughts. And if you do that more often, you won't have those negative thoughts anymore. You'll have those positive thoughts. So now let's talk about, yes, baby. Yes, I'm okay. So now we have to talk about how we reclaim ourselves, right? Part of that exercise was a way of reclaiming. We do positive affirmations and we talk to ourselves positively, right? Rather than negatively, rather than, like Rosie was saying, not being able to say anything positive about herself when she looked in the mirror. Like, we have to start doing that because it matters and it is most definitely working when you talk to yourself positively. Okay? You have to start to rebuild your own voice. You have to start trusting yourself, trusting your thoughts, trusting your decisions, and trusting what you feel is your voice, because it matters. And the more that we remove ourselves from that, it makes us harder to regain who we lost, right? Yes, Chanel, believe it, absolutely. Also, we have to work on our boundaries. We got to advocate for ourselves because, as we stated, once we allow people to cross our boundaries, we absolutely will hurt ourselves. And it might not even be physical. It can absolutely be emotional, okay? Hold on, we got, she knows her worth, trying to come up. Do you have your mirror? I think she said she was looking at one on the wall. Hi, thank you for coming up.
Hello.
We're towards the end now.
Yeah, I know. But this is what I do. Okay, this is kind of crazy. I know you guys are like, what? This year.
Why does it sound like Charm?
It is,
It is
girl.
Charm.
It's
Hello.
been Charm for the longest.
It's me.
Y'all didn't see me say, "Hey, Charm."
It is. I changed my name.
Change
It's
her
Charm.
name.
I changed my name because
Oh, why does this sound like Charm?
yeah.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
this year I am dating.
What were you saying?
So this year I am learning how to love myself more by dating myself, like doing stuff and waking up and going in the mirror and saying, "Good morning, beautiful. How are you, beautiful?" I know it sounds weird, but this is what I'm doing to pump myself up and putting
No, that
positive
don't sound weird.
putting positive affirmations around my bedroom, around my my mirror and stuff like that, doing stuff that I love. I also listen to positive affirmations on YouTube before I get my day started. I pray, I do my Bible study. I go to the gym. I just, I do stuff for myself. Like I'm learning how to, love myself by dating myself, if that makes sense. Does that make weird?
Yeah,
It makes
it makes sense.
Yeah, so date yourself. Learn how to love yourself. Start talking to yourself positive. Like tomorrow, I want you guys to go in the mirror and be like, "Good morning, beautiful. I hope you have a good day, beautiful." Don't want anybody, it really does help. I'm sorry. Okay, continue.
It does. It absolutely helps. That's why I said those positive affirmations. Tell yourself you're beautiful. Tell yourself that you aren't what you see negative in the mirror. Like, we have to start to reframe the way that we think about ourselves in order for us to heal the part of ourselves that we lost.
Yes.
Right?
And Rosie,
reclaim.
about your freckles, if anyone says anything about your freckles, just say you're just jealous because I'm a chocolate chip. Now dip.
Oh wow.
I like the sparkle better. I like the
sparkles, whatever. Just think of
I
them
like
as sparkles.
Okay, so we have a few more things. We talked about the boundary part. We got to make sure that we're standing on our boundaries. I know we spoke very, very much about keeping our no's, being okay with saying no. Like, that is a part of a boundary, and we got to really stick to that, right? Also, reconnecting with your body, right? I know we talked about that in the pleasure department, but this is also how we feel about how we look, right? Because that also comes off how we present ourselves. If you feel like you look a certain way, your body looks a certain way, you're not gonna want to get dressed and look cute. Like, you're gonna be like, it don't matter, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But we have to start showing up for ourselves so that we feel better about ourselves, right? Even if it's a small thing every single day, do it, right? Then also the biggest one, right? The biggest one is forgiving ourselves. We hold on to things that we've allowed ourselves to do that we shouldn't have done, and we don't forgive ourselves. We literally are our worst critic. We got to forgive ourselves, right? So that we can reclaim ourselves, right? Okay. So now, what part of that do y'all feel you need to work on the most? Rebuilding your voice, relearning yourself, creating better boundaries, reconnecting with your body, or forgiving yourself?
Creating better boundaries.
All of the above.
All of the above. Yeah,
Rosie,
Ray.
you're on
I
mute.
think I'm a little bit of all of the above too.
Rosie, you're on mute.
I said I got to reconnect with myself. The self-care, I don't really take the time out to actually do. So, yeah, that part.
Yeah. Dready Rainbow says creating better boundaries and forgiving yourself. Yep.
Yeah, forgive
Yep.
yourself.
For me, I think my biggest one is forgiving myself. That's my biggest one, but I feel like I need to work on every single one of those. But I've been working on them. So for me, it's been like a transition. Like, I can feel myself like at the end where I've done a lot of work, and who y'all see today wouldn't have been able to have this conversation a year ago. Not at all. But I did a lot of work, and it ain't been easy. It has not been easy. It's been so hard. I think it's been one of the hardest journeys ever, is recreating myself outside of all the other stuff I've been through. And so when we reclaim ourselves, right, you make sure that you let yourself know that You're not who you used to be, but you're going to be better. Right? So again, it wasn't lost. It was just abandoned. And now you can recreate and be better. Okay? I want to thank you guys for showing up, not only for me, but for yourselves. That's a part of reclaiming yourself. Because you showed up here tonight, you were vulnerable, you were, honest, and that's a part of your healing. As I said earlier, we heal together. You might not deal with one thing, but you might deal with another part of it. Like, that's why I asked you guys those questions. Like, what is it that you feel like you need to work on? Because now that you spoke it, make sure you work on it. And it ain't got to be every day, because change don't happen overnight, and ain't none of us perfect. But we got to be intentional, right? We got to be about our healing. We have to be intentional about making sure that we are showing up for ourselves to be better. And so that's what I got for y'all tonight. I hope y'all enjoyed tonight. It was heavy, I know. Woo, had me up here crying, child.
It was cool.
But I appreciate y'all. I really, really appreciate y'all for coming and for staying. I appreciate it so much. Thank y'all so much for all the gifts. I really appreciate it so much. I hope that you guys got something out of this conversation, even if it was one thing. I just hope that, it helped y'all in some capacity. Like I said, I know change don't happen overnight, but every little bit counts. Start with one thing, the small thing, looking at yourself differently in the mirror tomorrow. Remembering this conversation and looking at yourself differently in the mirror tomorrow. That's a start. And that's how it starts. Thank you so much. Thank y'all so much. And so next week, you guys, we're going to talk about how we heal, right? We touched on it a little bit, but next week is going to be all about how we're healing, the things we need to do to heal, how the healing process looks, okay? And that is definitely going to be for me, okay? Because again, we weren't lost. We were abandoned. So once we start the healing process, those things about ourselves that we felt like we lost, we'll realize that it was never lost. It was still there. It was just buried. And so that's why I was so glad that she said that, because that's the truth. All right. I hope to see y'all next week for What's Your Thoughts, okay?